Alright, this is going to be a quick video explaining my idea for a new strat that'll be possibly faster for the Dark Within mission. Yeah, it's going to have a couple of prerequisites. First one being, you gotta have two people. You'll notice I don't have anyone by me. Okay. And the other prerequisite will be one person has to have a sniper rifle, preferably solar because the wizard is, you know, solar shield, and they have to have armor-piercing rounds. I'll explain a little bit later why this is necessary. Main difference in this run, it's basically what happens when you get to the lunar complex. From here to, you know, the lunar complex, same shit. If you're going to be traveling with your buddy, you're going to have to take a more efficient route than I'm going to take right now. Okay, for those of you who are, hopefully it doesn't start another cutscene. For those of you who are familiar with the infinite thrall glitch, it's going to basically take that sort of route. I can explain it in a second. Essentially, the way that the strat works now is you come over here, you listen to Dinklebot.
Fallen sealed this gate.
He can get it open.
I can get it open.
You deploy the ghost. You do your little double switch, which I can't do yet. And then you wait here for the fucking wizard to come by. Now, what I do...
really didn't want anybody getting in.
Or out. Yeah. What I actually typically do, I've been trying to do this method solo, and I sort of crunch the numbers. It just doesn't work solo. You can't... For you to, you know, break the record, you'd have to be at two places at once, which is why, you know, it requires two people now. What you would normally do is you drop by here, you have to open the gate here, because it allows you to access a load zone later. And then once you know, let the ghost out of your clutches, you actually get back on your Sparrow, go over here, and simply swoosh, get in, you know, run and slide, or just duck. And you have to make your way outside of this part, which is a little tricky. You'll notice there's out of map over there. The interesting thing about this little slide area here is it's so weird. It's hard to explain. It baffles me after I've done it a million times. The way it works best for me, and I'm a hunter, so I have max agility, not Blade Dancer though, you run, and about maybe a quarter of a second to half a second after you, like, you know, hit up against this barrier, you're gonna slide and he'll just go right through. Usually it's better to face forward instead of the actual angle of, you know, the exit. I'll just sort of demonstrate. I'm probably gonna blow it. Yep, see, kind of hard. You have to run, hit, slide, and then you're out of map. Now for those of you who are familiar with the infinite thrall glitch, you just kind of, you know, go up top here, run over here, and you'll notice that right here, this is the garage door. If you're really fast, like when I was trying to do this solo, you'll either not see this or you'll see it sort of, you know, popping up as your ghost is decrypting shit down there. Basically, just jump up top here. You'll notice, well, you don't see him right now, but there's a thrall over there. And he just keeps on spawning, you know. That's sort of how the infinite thrall glitch works. But what's interesting is, if you go onto this guy right here, and you touch it, he'll say, "There's a wizard here." Or sometimes he doesn't say it, but...
There's a wizard here.
Yeah, there he is.
You have to kill it. And
you'll notice, over here is where the wizard is. This is where having armor-piercing rounds is very, very useful. Since armor-piercing rounds, there was a nerf that they can't shoot through super thick walls. You can fire through anything that's a sort of thin wall, and since the map maker has decided that, you know, floors and usually most walls are extremely thin, you can just go right up and pow, he's dead. That's all fine and dandy, but there's sort of an issue with timing that solo. So the way it would work with two people, I can show you in just a second with a little video editing magic. Okay, we're back. Alright, so at this point I'm going to show you how this would work with two people. Right now you would have one person with you, and you would also go in there. One would be designated as a person who I call the button pusher, and one person is the runner. Essentially, you get to this point, you get, to the darkness zone, and at this point in particular, you two are going to split up. Now, the button pusher would go over to, the garage and open up that garage. He'll hit the checkpoint and start going.
Sealed this gate. I can get it open.
Alright. He does his thing. Easy peasy. Alright, and then go back in time. Imagine I didn't press that. And Dinklebot wasn't talking right now. He would go in there, and the runner would come over here, and while he's, the button pusher is going over there to do his work, you are getting in here, crawling under, doing your slipping and sliding, totally not blowing it a million times. Totally, yeah, alright. And then, getting over here, and while he's doing all of this, there's about, I think there's like 20 seconds of time that you can save just before the actual cutscene here opens and someone would have access to like a sparrow driving up there. So you have quite some time to get running over to, get in position. And usually I think right about here is where, oh, that was annoying. Right about there, if you reach there when you're running, the door will open back there and then the cutscene will trigger, which means you have quite a bit of lead time to, just jump, get the wizard
here.
Pop out the sniper rifle, and, save the day and get the world record. You'll notice I didn't hit him through there. There's a bit of a problem. This line here actually has two walls, so it's kind of this, going through more than one wall, which doesn't work. But, typically, this guy here, he's not going to be worrying about that or anything. He might move around every once in a while, but, most times he's not over there. So, yeah. To recap. Get the hell out of here. To recap. Everyone reaches the lunar complex at the same time. They're really good at driving sparrows. They know the right route, unlike me. And then they split up. One person holds the door while one person runs out to get to the checkpoint. Well, the load zone. And after that, once the load zone is hit, and there's communication between the two, you jump down and you snipe the wizard with your armor-piercing rounds, and that should save quite a bit of time, I believe. It's definitely a little bit more complicated and requires a little bit more teamwork, but hell, even if it's a little bit slower, it's still kind of fun to fuck around with. It's an interesting idea. Possibly even with 3 people, you could have one waiting down by the wizard, so it can just be simple, where you have, one person by the door, one person below the wizard taking aim at his head or his body or whatever, and one person going to the checkpoint to, not the checkpoint, the load zone to spawn in the wizard. And it would just be as simple as bam, 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 3 in a row. So, yeah. If there's anybody on PS4 who wants to try this out, I'm happy to, be a part of it. I'm relatively new to speedrunning, so things get a little bit hard for me. I've tried doing the original method where you just start, driving up there, and I don't know, I think I still have a little bit of practicing to do, but other than that, yeah, tell me what you guys think, and yeah.